there is something about genre that attracts intelligent people that are pretty cool in my estimation. I being one of them. And especially the projects that I get involved in, people tend to have a sense of humor and they don't take themselves too seriously. And I have really cool conversations with people over and over and over again, and it's very rare that any boundaries get crossed at all. That being said, I used to get my butt grabbed a lot, which I really hate. For some reason, that's just like, you don't want to be the one in the photograph line after the one who grabs my butt. So it's my little kind of tweak thing. But the one good story that I have is in England, where they are all freaks. Sorry for anybody from England, but you know it's true. Sexually repressed. They're like Vulcans with sexuality. So they're all like prim and proper on the outside, but you get beneath that, it's like so, like, I'm standing in a crowd of people, we're doing the cocktail thing, right? And I've got everyone's just crowded around me, and this is very early. I haven't learned how to set down boundaries or where the danger marks are or anything like that, and I'm just having fun. This little old lady goes, "My friend would like to ask you a question." And she's like 80 years old, hunched over like this, and I'm feeling like, oh, safe, okay, cool. And there's two old ladies, and I was like, "Sure, man, what?" She's like, "Could you turn round?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I turn around and I hear, "Bend over." Now, these days, that would be the end of it. I would not do that, but stupid me, 10, 15 years ago, I bent over. Hand went right up in there, and I hear her say, "Now clench." At which point I bolted for my room, and that was the end of the cocktail hour, and then lesson learned. So that was the one weirdness.
Oh my God.
But that's a memory you love reliving over and over again.
I'm gonna go down the dark side of your career there too, Dragon Ball. I don't blame you at all. I wanted to know, because where you lost me, because I watched the whole thing, I gave it a chance.
So sorry.
I didn't pay for it.
So one movie you should pirate every time. No, don't waste your time. Anyway, go ahead.
So when you burst into Grandpa Gohan's house, you sort of, like, the costume, you've got this hood, and you sort of burst in with this, like, sort of like gangsta attitude. It's like, was that your choice, or did they make you do that?
That was a weird day.
I like where this is going on.
That was my first day. That was the first day I was in makeup, and I held the set for 14 hours because I wanted that character to be old and ugly and decrepit, because he's King Piccolo, he's not Piccolo yet. And I signed for a 3-picture deal, and I wanted to transform. I wanted to just freak the audience out between King Piccolo, because a lot of Dragon Ball is about transformation, which is a powerful thing for human beings to think about, transforming yourself. So it's a really good metaphor for growth. And the makeup man just didn't want to do it. And I was like, dude, when my girlfriend comes on the set, I want her not to want to kiss me. I want her to run away frightened. So more lines, more aging, more modeling, And we went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and I would not get out of the chair. I'm like, if you want to film me in this role, you better make me, and it became like a big deal. So by the time I was actually filming, there was a lot. Like finally the makeup man was just like, he hit me upside the head, he goes, "You are done!" Right? And finally, and at that point I was like, okay, fine. And then that guy got fired. We're not going to start a fight because then that goes bad, so we're not going to hit each other. Okay. So I don't really remember what I did. All I remember was that I was just super freaked out that they didn't seem to realize how important it was to cling to the anime, and that was my first taste
of Fox. So
Fox can do good stuff. It's possible. They told me it was a $120 million picture, and that Stephen Chow was producing. And Stephen Chow did Kung Fu Hustle and Shaolin Soccer. And he's Chinese, not Japanese, but he's just artistically he's perfect, because his films are dangerous, they're goofy, they're funny, they make best use of their money. Just all the fights are awesome. I mean, everything about Stephen Chow would be a good fit for that. But I get down to get down to Durango, Mexico, where all the drug cartels are. And it's a $30 million picture, and no one's heard of Stephen Chow. Like, he was just on paper to fool Chow Yun-Fat and me out into the desert. But I tried. It was, you know, Dragon Ball actually helped me raise my son. I was talking to a Goku in the audience. I don't know if Goku's out there right now. Nope. And Dragon Ball for me is a great rumination on manhood, which is to say that Goku, the main character in Dragon Ball, is a lot like the stuntmen that I work with. The triple black belts, the guys that could kill without thinking about it, but therefore have nothing to prove. And they are therefore peaceful, they are humble, they are goofy, they are funny. I suspect that if you attack their family, it would be a bad day for you. But that's Goku, and that's a man. A man is a peacekeeper. A man is like a cop or a firefighter. He doesn't want violence to happen, but unfortunately, if it does happen, he will take care of it. But what a man is not is a Vegeta, right? The overgrown boy, the guy that's so short. It's perfect. It's like Vegeta is a boy in a man's body, so he creates chaos in order to prove himself against. And you see that kind of behavior in our culture all over the place. But I don't think that's mature male behavior. And so I think that Dragon Ball is a really useful cartoon for people to be watching. And I was so on board with trying to do justice to it, and it was just not really possible. This is the best part. So my son is so excited, his dad is Piccolo, and the film is opening. We're going to the Cineplex, right? And he's leading us. He can't even wait for us. He's like, come on, guys. And he leads us into the theater, and I'm thinking, just give us half a house, just give us some kind of build, because it's a 3-picture deal. They're going to pay more for me, and I want the picture to do well. And doors open, house is full. Like it smells like body odor and hot dogs. Perfect audience. Bunch of guys and their little brothers are sitting there together to watch the film, and it's like heaven. Like the angels are going. Have a hard time getting it's me, my daughter, my son, and I. Hard time getting 3 seats together. We finally get 3 seats together, and I'm sitting there, and a little voice that goes off in my head is like, "This is good, too good to be true." And I turn to the 13-year-old to my left, and I say, "Hey, is this Dragon Ball?" And he goes, "What?" I go, "Is this Dragon Ball?" He goes, "No, man, this is Fast and Furious." And so we get up in shame. I'm in shame. They don't care, you know. And we go across, and my son in his excitement led us into the wrong theater. So we go across the way into Dragon Ball. I'm just thinking, oh God, just give us a few people. Somebody, please. Doors open, including us 3. There's 5 people in the theater.
Oh, Jesus.
And Dad is watching this big movie with his kid. So that's probably the healthiest thing for my ego. Yeah. Well,